Inside, Desmond Lynham.
Well, this is Boza Edwards' third contest since his disaster in August of last year when he lost his world title to Rolando Navarrete in Italy. Knocked out in 5 rounds that night. He's won his 2 contests since in short order, and here he goes for the European title. Former junior lightweight champion of the world, Boza Edwards. This is the same weight category, but they tend to call it the super featherweight championship in Europe. But the weight limit is 9 stone 4, 5 pounds lighter than the normal lightweight limit. So it's an in-between weight. And Hernández boasts the proud record of having defended this European title more than anybody else in this weight category. Made 8 successful defenses. And he's durable. And only once been stopped in his entire career. Reaching the veteran stage now at 31. But clearly from his record, still plenty to offer. Boza Edwards, as you already have noticed, a southpaw. The Spaniard giving away a fair bit in both height and reach. And at the weigh-in today was half a pound lighter at 9.2½. Boza Edwards learnt to start off a little more cautiously these days. Involved in 3 wars last year when he won the world title, defended it successfully and then lost it. And certainly in the 3rd of those bouts when he lost the title, he seemed to lose his head too. Scheduled for 12 rounds. Nice crisp jab, southpaw jab there from Boza Edwards. And Hernández is going to have 1 or 2 problems to get within range. You have to avoid that crisp jab and get to close quarters. Likes to hook to the body. So closing seconds of this opening round. That was a fair right hand there from the Spaniard, and he got it in again. So a reasonably quiet opening round, and Boza Edwards seemed to have things going his way until this man got those 2 right hand punches in right at the death there. But Boza Edwards, fairly cautious beginning from him. And he won't have been too happy about getting caught right at the end there. But, of course, a long way to go. Boza Edwards won the world title last year in the United States, won it in California when he outpointed Rafael Bazooka Limon of Mexico. And, in fact, he was scheduled to defend that title against him in Italy last August. Limon couldn't make the fight. And a gentleman called Rolando Navarrete came into the reckoning instead. Boza Edwards thought he might have an easy night, and he wouldn't mind me saying that he boxed like that, overconfident. Got knocked down in the 4th round and stopped in the 5th after he seemed to have won the contest. So round 2. And Hernández trying to get the right hand in again here. Really crisp body punches, those from Boza Edwards. Born in Uganda, based in Harrow. And indeed spent most of his adult life in England. That's another good right hand from Hernández. Boza Edwards can't afford to get caught with those. It was mostly right-hand punching that Navarrete used with such considerable success on him in that World Championship defeat last summer. And he seems to have been susceptible to it so far here. And Hernández, encouraged by his success with it, will go on using it all night if he can. Boza Edwards upping his work rate now in this second round. He's quite a fierce little hooker, the Spaniard, when he gets within range. A left hook this time from Hernández. He's so encouraged, he's going for a quick win here in the second round. And Boza Edwards would do well to box at range. He's got the reach and the jab, now opening up himself. Warning there for Hernández. Watch the head. Very much at close quarters in the second round all the way. Half a minute of round 2 to go. And advice coming to Boza Edwards from his corner not to get careless or reckless. Closing moments of the second round. So Boza Edwards certainly upped his work rate in the closing half of that round, but again worried his corner by being susceptible to that right-hand punch in the early part of it. So that's 3, maybe 4 good right hooks that he's had to take on the chin. The kind of punches that have troubled him in the past, but I would have think that he just about edged that round. Boza Edwards, now 25 years of age, was a good amateur, boxed for England as an amateur, and decided to box for Uganda in the 1976 Olympics, but the African nations, of course, pulled out, and it was then that he turned professional.
Round 3.
So Carlos Hernández, the 31-year-old, having some success so far with the right hand. Looks a durable little fighter. And got it in again there, or half got it in. Boza half slipped the punch. Well, the second of those 2 right hands was quite a useful punch. The first one didn't seem to me to be landed with the knuckle part of the glove. And the right hand went in there from the Spaniard. Nice jab from Boza Edwards. Again, he got caught to the head, though. Halfway through this third round. good body punches going in from both boys. A little bit wild there from Hernández. Hernández almost forgotten what it's like to be defeated. He's had a spell of 14 contests without loss. There's quite a war developing now, and that was a low blow, unquestionably, and Boza Edwards acknowledges it, and the referee does. And Hernández seems to be troubled by it. It went in pretty solidly. A couple of blows going in, just perhaps slightly after the bell there. Well, Boza Edwards is really a sporting character, and I'm sure that that low blow was accidental, but he's getting a little agitated there in his corner, apparently from some instruction received from George Francis, who's attending to him there. So we'll have to see what that was all about, and see how he conducts himself in round 4. But so far he's having his problems with Carlos Hernández, who's been around a long, long time and has defended this title successfully no fewer than 8 times. Seems to have a slight snick. Cornerman tending to him now.
Seconds out, round 4.
So Hernández, a little bit of eye trouble over the right eye. We'll take a look at that as soon as we can. Round 4, pretty even fight so far, but Boza Edwards trying to change all that now. Can't see any clear signs of damage to the eye of Hernández, but the corner seemed to be giving it a lot of attention there in between rounds. Good uppercut there from the challenger, Boza Edwards. Hernández trying to cut out the range by staying close to him. Again, the right hand from the Spanish champion got home there, but it wasn't as good a punch as the ones he connected with earlier on. Another right hand going in there. And so far, Boza Edwards' punches don't seem to have as much sting as the Spaniards. He's certainly doing more work in this round, though. Sure what that's all about. He's had enough. Well, a strange ending. Might have been a low blow there again, but the champion, Carlos Hernández, indicated in his 4th round that he's had enough. The referee agrees, and Cornelius Boza Edwards becomes the European super featherweight champion. The 4th-based British boxer to win a European title, or to hold a European title at the moment, and that a rather unusual ending to a European Championship contest, but the Spaniard down on his knees there. He was affected at the end of the previous round, the 3rd round, by a low blow, and you see him there down on his knees. And he's clearly troubled in his corner there. Now, whether there was another low blow in that fourth, we'll have to see. But Boza Edwards absolutely delighted. I'll have a look at the closing stages in just a moment. Here we are. There's a right hand, but it didn't seem to connect at all. One to the rib cage. Another one to the rib cage. And an indication there that he'd had enough at that point. So very difficult to understand quite why. Maybe still troubled by the blow that he felt was very low at the end of the third round. But he'd clearly had enough there, Carlos Hernández. And we have a new super featherweight champion of Europe, Cornelius Boza Edwards. And there's every indication that this young man will have a tilt at the world title that he lost in the middle of last year, later this year. So Hernández still distressed in his corner. And one or two boos from the Albert Hall crowd here, unfairly, because he's very upset indeed, and he's not a man to quit. He's defended this title a record number of times, been involved in 11 championship contests, European championship contests, and was hoping to make his 9th successful defense here. Not a quitter by nature, and something must clearly be wrong with him. Well, in a second or so, we hope to get Cornelius Boza Edwards. In fact, he's just moved in alongside me, and he's with me now. Well, many congratulations, Corny.
Thanks very much. I was surprised he quit so early when I was just getting on my really best work. But, you know, don't forget all the last fight I had here, the fellow quit as well. So, might be my lucky at home.
Why do you think he quit exactly? He was hit by a blow that was fairly low at the end of the third.
Yeah, he was hurt, as Mickey's saying, he was hurt in the belly. And I think he realised that I would throw more belly punches. And he would eventually fall down, so he decided to quit himself.
You were working well to the body?
I was working well to the body and sinking in hard shots, but not really the best hard shots I was intending to throw in the later round, because it's got a reputation of going 12 rounds, and I was saving those up for the last 4 rounds, but paid out well.
Now, early on in the first couple of rounds, you got caught with 1 or 2 right hands, didn't you? That surprised you?
It's more like Bobby Chacon, if you remember the Bobby Chacon fight, that
your successful defense of the world title.
They always hit me with right hands, but this time I was doing a lot better ducking than I did with Bobby Chacon, and sometimes he was missing with them, and it makes him look wild. And, you know, it paid out well.
Now, of course, your ambition must be to have a go for the world title again.
That's right. That's Mickey's point to mention there.
Well, let me put the question to him. He's with us now, Mickey Duff, the promoter. What are the chances of Cornelius getting in for a world title tilt again?
To start with, Rolando Neverready is defending the title against Bazooka Limon, who Corny beat to win the title on April the 24th. Bazooka Limon has a track record of pulling out of fights that both the television companies and the promoters are very scared, because his last 9 fights he has postponed the original date. Now, if he runs true to form, he's in trouble, because Corny's going to be in the gym as of the day after tomorrow training. Reddy will probably put him on that program in Las Vegas. And even if Bazooka Limon pulls out 1 day before, Corny's ready to go in. If he doesn't and he goes through, I'm sure that the WBC, in keeping with past precedents, will give him another shot at the title. I want to say just one thing about tonight. You know, this guy quits. Appears to have quit. Sometimes it takes a certain type of courage even to quit, and he was really getting hurt. He was getting really beat up with good rib punches, and another round it would have been all over.
Thank you very much, Mickey. What's your reaction to possibly fighting for that world title again next month, then?
Well, I've got to get it back, as I promised the BBC last time, that I've got to get the world title back. It slipped away just like that, like a dream. But I've got to get it back.